Okay, this demonstration shows the new search function that has been built into CarrierFinder. We start with an address. Gotta learn how to type. As you can see, I do not need to put in a full address. What we see here now is we get our search results. We entered the 15821 rooftop. This gives us the actual address back, which means it's valid. We get the telco, which is Quest, CenturyLink Quest. A new feature we have built in here is the code lookup tool, which will provide a lot more information about the central office and show the central office location on the map. We see the distance from the central office, and of course our carrier ratings down below here. Now the new feature is this lit building report. So what we're going to do is, and it shows a count of 220, which means there's 220 lit buildings within this zip code is where that count comes from. We're actually going to use a different methodology to find the number of buildings right around this location. And so we're actually going to search for addresses, buildings within 1 mile of the address, which is really the most practical. So now what we see is we have done a search. We have pinpointed the number of buildings within a number of lit buildings from this address, and of course we can zoom out on it. And we can click here to get a list of the buildings, and we actually show the distance in feet from the origin address, which is the one we started with. Okay, now you're going to see here that in this case we actually do have an exact match where we see there is fiber to this address, and in addition to that there is CenturyLink GPON, which is really a very good price product. So if I was doing a search on this and I saw GPON, I would know, as an example, we could get 100 meg symmetrical internet at this location for $280 per month. So very, very good price, but it definitely will tell us all kinds of information. You'll notice that the distance, it actually shows distance in feet, 52, and of course it really would be 0, but the reason for the differential is some of the addresses are geocoded with Bing and some are geocoded with Google. So that's sometimes going to be a difference. So what you want to look for is the just a match on the address, and of course it is sorted by distance. Another thing to remember here is that you'll notice that the number of locations here is a relatively small number, and of course I can put my cursor over the pinpoint and get information on it. If you would like to see the rest of the locations, we just increase the grid, the number of buildings we're going to show on the grid, okay, which is a lot, which really is not very useful having so many of them. But you can click to collapse that, and there now we would see all the buildings in this area that are local to it. And we could query specific carriers such as Comcast or Zale. Or everything. We can also change the distance from going from 0 to, just say 200 feet. We'd see that the number of choices are much smaller. But it gives a good indication. Here's one next door at 76 feet. So there you go. That's how it works. Very useful. You could literally just do a screenshot of this. You'll notice that this, you can toggle this, so you could actually do a screenshot of the detail and the map view and send it to your customer. So pretty handy. There you go. That's the new feature. Hope you enjoy it.